Dozens of awards line the shelves. Newspaper and magazine clippings fill scrapbooks. They are silent testaments to the life's work of one woman inspired by the heartbreak of another.
I was 11 and I had to bring my grandmother to the old hospital. She had a heart condition and we had to wait all day long for her to see the doctor. And I didn't know what the people walking around in white were at that time. But I heard them interacting with people. And I knew I wanted to be one, but I wanted to be a better one. Because I didn't want anybody to talk to anybody the way my grandmother was talked to. And I made a promise to her that if I lived, that I was going to be one, but I was going to be one of the best ones there were.
Not long afterward, a young Elizabeth Mobley, known today as Elizabeth Means, would begin to live out on that promise. Climbing from candy striper to caregiver to policymaker, she would build a system of care that changed the lives of tens of thousands of Northeast Florida residents, from the emergency room to the boardroom. She would become one of Shands Jacksonville's most revered medical professional and an entire community's most trusted friend.
I would describe Liz as a big, loving, warm Mother Teresa. She is to Jacksonville. I would also describe her as a mother for anyone who needs a mother, and as a friend for those who do not have friends. And her love is just overwhelming because it doesn't stop at Shands. It goes beyond Shands.
Mrs. Means encouraged both patients and fellow caregivers with her motto, empowerment through education. With this directive in mind, she set about bringing healthcare to people who need it most, right where they are.
We all know that the poorer you are, the least amount of access to medical health, medical awareness, medical facilities you have. Her plan and her dream has always been to change that.
And change she did. Mrs. Means lobbied area leaders, from government officials to beauty shop owners, to join Shands' outreach efforts. She helped raise millions of dollars in grant funding to build 4 primary care medical and education centers in zip codes with high disease and infant mortality rates, to launch a medical health care unit to visit those unable to travel to healthcare facilities, and to develop educational programs like Shop Talk, which helps hairstylists and nail technicians promote breast and cervical health awareness among their clients. Focusing on health issues that particularly impact African Americans, she established the new Shands Jacksonville Pediatric Sickle Cell Clinic.
We lead in every dispirited area. Everyone, we're number one. But if we can get into every neighborhood and educate people to be number one in finding out about your disparity, finding out how to care for yourself, and then treating them with respect, dignity, and giving them a place to go, then we can change this whole thing.
She just epitomized to me a caring person who went beyond the job description. Yes, she had a job at the hospital, but it extended beyond that. It extended to a personal belief on helping people, and especially people who need it the most.
But Mrs. Means will be the first to say that she had help, and colleagues say that she has a real knack for recruiting that help.
She will come to me and say, Mr. President, I'm waiting for you to do something, and I need to know when it's going to be done. And she fully expects you to do it.
When I took over came to be hired for the trauma program, and it was mainly to set up the helicopter program here, she said, oh, you're hired, and by the way, you're going to be taking over the emergency department too. Her favorite saying was, it's either my way or the highway. I-95 runs north or south, and they can take it any way they want, and she'd get her finger going.
Well, you can tell her no, and but if it's a great cause, and if it's the right thing, then I think she's been very persistent. And we really appreciate that about her, and that's why all of us love her so dearly.
She's persistent because her mission is so important and so enduring.
She has done so much for many in this community, not only in the health field, but in other areas of endeavor. She has done that, And she's done it because she wanted to do it, not because of any pressure or any involvement.
And while all the accolades are certainly appreciated, for Mrs. Means, the highest honor is in the statistics that prove her ideas have worked, and in the smiles of those she sought to help.
Sometimes they send me cards. Sometimes they just walk up to me and give me a hug. And sometimes they just say thank you. And, and that's all I need. God has fulfilled my life and made me truly remember the promise that I made.